Kove 450 Rally Rackless Luggage support. We have a right side support bracket and a left side, as well as a cross brace. The supplied hardware, 2 M5 by 20 millimeter long bolts plus washers. And then we have 6 M6 by 20 millimeter long bolts plus double washers on 4 of them and 2 on 2 of them. And the 4 with double washers will also have 4 nylock nuts. And then we also have 2 M8 by 30 millimeter long bolts plus washers. And then here we have 2 narrow spacers. The tools I'm going to be using: 10 millimeter wrench or spanner, ratchet, 5 and 6 millimeter Allen sockets, or you can just use Allen keys. So before you begin to install the product, you got to remove a couple of OEM bolts temporarily. So you got to remove the bolts from here, the exhaust hanger. You have 2 bolts to remove from the rear panel, just slightly behind the fuel cap. And then on this side, you can go ahead and remove these 2 bolts down here, 5 millimeter diameter bolts. So I'm going to start by putting the spacers in place here, 1 and 2, and I'm going to put this bracket on top, like so. Line up those mounting holes to your best knowledge, more or less, and then grab the M8 bolts. Just a quick side note, in case you are also installing the rear luggage rack, which is the most likely scenario, there will be a 15 millimeter tall spacer, or 2 of them, in the rear rack pack. So that's what you got to go ahead with. And then with, of course, with the countersunk bolts for the tail rack and not these bolts. Okay. In case you're not installing the tail rack, just the rackless support, and you go ahead with the supplied bolts only from the rackless support. Okay. So now we can go ahead with these. Like so, leave it loose. All right, now grab the M6 by 20 bolts and the double washers and the nylock nuts. And so we're gonna go ahead here, push the first one through. On the back side, we're gonna put through that washer. And then once again on the back side, we're gonna spin on nylock nut. Like so, second one, push it through here. And then washer on the back side, and then nylock nut. Okay, you can pause it. Okay, and then you can grab the M5 diameter bolts. Okay, 1. All right, we're gonna go ahead with the right side. Nylock nut. Washer. Okay, washer on the back side again. Back. Keep it in place with 1 finger as you're spinning on the nylock nut. All right. Okay, now the remaining M6 by 20s. Just in here. When all the bolts are in place and all the nuts, everything's lined up nicely, you can go ahead and gradually tighten each and every bolt. We don't suggest any torque specs for these 2 bolts, these bolts, and the 2 bolts on the other side. Pull them nice and snug, be very careful, be very gentle, and just double check those bolts a couple of times after some rides. And then these bolts, you can apply 10 Newton meter torque specs. Those are fine. So should you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to us via email, info@outbackmotortek.com, or you can call toll free 877-931-3636. Thanks for watching.